This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Monday, March the 27th. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather still active this morning after a wild weekend of weather, complete with tornadoes, damaging wind, and hail. Must be late March in Alabama. Things will settle down later this week, but again, active weather today for at least the southern half of the state. Let's begin, as we typically do, with the upper air look. And again, we have a stalled surface boundary with a little shortwave trough coming in from the west, and that's produced some overnight storms. Let's go to the radar this morning. Doing this update live at 5:08 a.m. And you can see that band of showers and storms persisting right through the central part of the state. Now, North Alabama dry, South Alabama dry. It's the issue right over the central counties as the day begins. It's a mild start to the day with temperatures mostly in the 60s over the northern two-thirds of the state, 70s early this morning about 5 o'clock for Mobile and Dothan. So there is a flash flood watch in effect, obviously, for the central counties today. And again, the main concern is south of Interstate 20. North of that, you won't get a drop of rain today, but we have flash flood warnings in effect as I do this update for parts of Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Clay, Randolph, extreme southern Talladega counties, where the rain has just been so persistent. In fact, this is the estimated rain coming from the Birmingham NexRad Doppler. And you start to see the shades of yellow and red in there in parts of east central Alabama. This is suggesting rain amounts between 7 and 10 inches. Storm totals over the weekend. And that would be through parts of Chilton County, over into Coosa, Tallapoosa, Chambers, and Randolph. Inevitably, we got some pretty nasty flooding going on here. So if you're watching this live, some of you do watch live, just if you're driving to work in that part of the state, just be aware that you could come across a flooded roadway in a heartbeat. And what do you do when you see water running across the road? Turn around, don't drown. So here's the bigger view, and of course, really things are fairly quiet across the country other than what's happening here. So this is the severe weather outlook for today. And we have a marginal risk, that's level 1 out of 5, for areas south of a line from near Sweetwater to about Marbury over to Roanoke. And there is a slight level 2 out of 5 risk for the extreme southeastern corner of the state, Dothan up toward Eufaula. And again, the good news, we don't expect any tornadoes today. This is the probabilistic outlook for tornadoes. And again, just a very small, again, then that southeastern corner there from Eufaula down to Dothan. Could there be a brief isolated tornado? Yes, but for the rest of the state, no risk of tornadoes. The main concern will be from strong winds and hail, but this will not be nearly as intense as what we've experienced over the past couple of days. So this is tomorrow, and again, we have the marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, for South Alabama, the southern quarter of the state, south of a line from near Grove Hill to Greenville to Troy. Areas there in darker green. And the same thing, we're not expecting tornado activity tomorrow. There could be a few storms with strong gusty winds. And then day 3, no risk of severe storms anywhere across the country on Wednesday. However, on Thursday, the new system will bring a chance of severe storms to parts of North Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Kansas. And then Friday promises to be very active, especially north and west of Alabama. We have an enhanced risk up on Friday from Arkansas into parts of Iowa and Illinois. And the standard risk kind of clipping the northwestern corner of the state around the shoals. A ridge across the southeast will shunt most of the energy north of the state with this feature. That's the way it looks now. Of course, anything could change in weather, but again, we'll focus on that as we go through modeling here in just a second. So this is rain for the next 7 days, additional rain on top of everything else that's fallen. Heaviest rain for the southern counties of the state. This is suggesting places like Andalusia, Geneva, Dothan will see between 3 and 4 inches of rain. A lot of that will be in the short term, with amounts generally 1 inch or less for the northern half of the state. So model fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 06Z run valid today at 4. And again, there's a zonal flow, and that's the problem. This surface boundary is parallel to the upper airflow. It doesn't have much push, and we still have a stalled surface boundary, and we'll have showers and thunderstorms today, mainly over the southern half of the state, really south of a line from Roanoke to Montgomery to about, again, Sweetwater, Butler. The northern half of the state, the day will be dry with some sun at times. And highs today will be mostly in the 70s. So this is tomorrow, and again, that stalled surface front going nowhere. So rain continues for the southern third of the state, mostly south of US 80. And like today, there might be some strong storms. We don't expect a tornado risk. The northern half of the state will be dry with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. It will be cooler for the northern part of the state with highs dropping in the 60s, 70s for South Alabama. And finally, that thing gets a push on Wednesday, and we get a nice surge of dry air. So Wednesday, a dry day. We could see some 30s for the colder pockets over North Alabama to start the day. The high will be in the 60s for North Alabama, 70s for the southern counties of the state. And Thursday will be a nice day. So Wednesday and Thursday, sunshine at full supply both days. Again, 60s for North Alabama, 70s for the southern counties of the state. So this is Friday. And again, you can see what's happening here. We have a surface low that's just northwest of Omaha. And in the warm sector of that, south and east of the surface low, severe storms are likely. And again, they've got that enhanced risk defined for parts of Arkansas and Missouri. And that's certainly correct. That's a classic severe weather look north and west of Alabama Friday. And here's the deal. As we go into Saturday, the surface low kind of occludes up there near Chicago. And we have a batch of storms coming in here Friday night, maybe into Saturday morning. And then by Saturday afternoon, the better chance of showers shifting into South Alabama. But the upward dynamics are so far north with this that would seem to mitigate any major severe weather chance. But hey, look, this time of the year, you've always got to watch these things. So again, we'll mention showers and storms Friday night into Saturday, especially Saturday morning. Friday will be up there toward 80, and the same thing on Saturday. And then Sunday, we get a nice push of dry air. So Sunday promises to be a beautiful day. Sunday should be mostly sunny. We start the day in the 40s, highs 60s in North Alabama, 70s for the southern counties of the state. And this is a week from today. This is Monday, April 3rd. Again, a zonal flow. Moisture tries to come back, maybe a few isolated showers. Let's go out 10 days. This is Wednesday of next week. And again, ridging building in from the Gulf, and that looks warm and dry. We'll check rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble, still awfully wet. But then again, March and April, wettest months of the year. The mean there over 4 inches between now and the 11th of April. Check the temperatures coming off the national blend of models. And at this point, we see no evidence of a late season freeze through the 6th of April, but my advice stays the same. Wait until April 15th every year. You can see highs dropping to 68. This is for Birmingham from the National Blend of Models. 68 on Wednesday, but then we bounce up to 82 on Friday. Then 70s for the weekend, highs around 80 for much of next week. And this is the latest 8 to 14-day guidance in the house. This is for April 3rd through April 9th. Got the ridge. Temperatures above average. So could it be that we've seen the last freeze? Yes, but again, historically, in terms of climatology, we almost always have an April cold snap, and that's the last one, and that's the one that can bite you sometimes. So again, it's been a pretty wild weekend here. I think one of the most, after the Friday night tornado wind event, we've had this for the rest of the weekend, these large hail events with these thunderstorms. A lot of these hailstones came down during the pre-dawn hours yesterday, about 24 hours ago, and it's never a good thing when you wake up and you see that. A lot of people did through parts of central Alabama. Those were some pretty nasty hailers that came through. The air loft was cold. The updrafts in the storm very strong, convection very deep, and we had a lot of hail damage like that. And some of the hailstones up to the size of baseballs. But again, this morning, the concern shifting back over to flooding. And again, one more time, that's a look at the rain totals coming off of the next RAD in Birmingham. This is an estimate. We'll go through and try and get some Skywatcher reports. We'll check the Slack chat here in a minute, and I'll post those on the social platforms. But that's just some nasty stuff there. You see through parts of Coosa County, northern Tallapoosa, Chambers up into southern Randolph. This is suggesting some folks have received over 7 inches of rain in there with this, with much lighter amounts to the north and to the south. So again, for those watching live and for those that are new here, we simulcast these live on Facebook and YouTube early this morning on Monday. If you're driving to work in that part of the state, you come across a flooded roadway, you have no idea if the road is still there. Rain like that can easily wash out an entire roadbed, and your car goes in it, your car washes away, and you're in real trouble. And I know it's inconvenient, that turnaround, don't drown thing. It's easy to say, but when you're trying to get to work and you don't want to be late and all these logistics, you got kids, they got to be in school. But still, life is a series of decisions, and you've got to make good ones, and that would be the right one in this case. So that's going to do it for the morning briefing. So, goodness, we have not stopped this weekend, as you know. Not even had a chance to really look at the schedule for this week. Going to Priceville today up in Morgan County. And goodness, they had a rough ride, obviously, Friday night with the tornado at Hartselle. But I'll be at Priceville Elementary this morning. Tomorrow, Inglewood in Tuscaloosa. Then coming to the Harris Early Learning Center in Birmingham. Wednesday, Opelika Middle School down in Lee County. Thursday, Fayette Elementary. Friday, Taylorville Primary. And then Saturday, we have a book signing in Wedowee. How about that? Coming to Randolph County. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be posting details of that here as we go along here. Goodness, so much traffic. I'm telling you, you would not believe the amount of traffic and messages flowing in here, which is good. Again, your pictures and your videos, they're my window to the world. So we'll have the next briefing here by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notes are on the blog, alabamawx.com. And, of course, we invite you to watch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.